Hi, I'm Devin. Thank you for joining me today and taking a moment for movement. Today we're going to focus on mat-based yoga postures. This is a pregnancy-safe workout, however it's comprised of traditional yoga asana, so if you're not expecting, you will also really enjoy this sequence. Let's get started on the mat. If you have a block handy, you may want to grab it now for easier access later on. We're going to get started in child's pose. So depending how far along you are, you may want to walk your knees nice and wide to make space for your body to move into. So from this grounded position, let's walk our hands out, coming down to our forearms. And if you're up for it, you can either just place your head in your hands, maybe you can bring your forehead down to the mat and walk your hands out a little bit further, or you can use a block under the forehead or even just one fist on top of the other. But ideally, we are letting our bodies relax, and we are breathing deeply into the back of the body, into the sides of the rib cage, feeling the torso expand with each inhale and relax with each exhale. Let go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. If your mind wanders, bring it back to the focus on the breath and the body. On your next inhale, lift your head up, look forward, walk the hands forward on the mat, and we're going to come up to our hands and knees. So walk the knees inwards, placing them just under the hips. Palms are under the shoulders, and we're going to do a couple gentle cat. So not a cat-cow, but just a gentle cat, exhaling. And then inhale, instead of going into a deep cow, we're just going to come into a natural spine or a neutral spine. So again, exhale, really arch the back from your shoulders all the way down to the tailbone. And then as you inhale, just let your back relax. Bring it parallel to the mat. Okay, so many of us in pregnancy already have some curvature to the lower back. We're trying not to accentuate that now by going into a cow position, but rather just coming back to a neutral spine. So let's take a couple more. Move with your breath. Exhale, arch the back, draw the abs in, and inhale, neutral spine. So two more. Exhale all the way down the length of the back, arching, and inhale, neutral spine. So sometimes we have a habit of forgetting about the abdominals, especially during pregnancy, because we've got so much going on there. But it is important to continue to use them and connect the mind and body. So draw the navel in and upwards towards the spine. Keep the abs engaged for support. And let's inhale our right arm and left leg straight out along the length of the body. As we exhale, arch the back, draw your knee and elbow together, and look back towards your knees. So inhale, lengthen, nice and long, reach through the heel. Exhale, arch the back, tuck the chin. Keep the abs drawn in. If you're too wobbly, I totally understand. Some days are like that. Lower your right hand back down to the mat, or you can opt to just slide the left toes out and in. All right? So let's do one more. Inhale, reaching the arm and leg nice and long. Keep drawing the abs in. Let's hold it here as we breathe, challenging those muscles along the back side of the body, keeping them active. And now let's switch. So lower the right hand and the left knee down to the mat. We'll switch sides, left arm, right leg. Inhale, lengthen, nice and long. And exhale, draw the abs in a little bit deeper as you arch the back. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So we're working both sides of the body, the muscles all the way along the length of the spine, the glutes, the hamstrings, as well as the abs, getting a nice gentle stretch as we strengthen these muscles. On your next inhale, let's hold the arm and leg long, lifting up through that right heel, keeping the lower back flat. Reach, reach, reach through the hand and foot. And release, hand and knee back down to the mat. Take a deep breath and a full breath out. Excellent. From here, let's lift up into downward facing dog. Looking back towards your toes, pedal the heels, ease into this posture. Rotate the creases of the elbows towards the top of your mat. You may want to look right and left, letting go of any tension through the neck and jaw. And then come to your downward dog, holding it here. We're going to do a couple leg lifts. So let's inhale the right leg up and exhale it down. Switching sides, inhale left leg up and exhale down. So I really want you to focus on lifting with the glute, keeping the leg long as if the heel is going to reach up towards the sky. So from the hips all the way down the length of the spine to our hands, we're not moving at all. We're just moving the lower body one leg at a time. Excellent job. Let's take one more breath. And on our next exhale, we're going to step our right foot forward towards the top of the mat. Step your foot to the outside of the right hand so you have a little bit more space for the body. Feel free to use your blocks here. You can always place them under your hands for a little bit more lift, and that may be a little bit more comfortable for you today. But let's hold this low lunge, reaching back through the left heel, breathing deeply. Excellent. Let's gently lower the left knee down towards the mat, flatten the top of the foot, and now we're going to shift the hips back. Bring the right hand to the outside of the right leg and walk the right foot in just an inch or two so the leg is now in line with the right hip. Shift the hips back a little bit further, lifting the right toes. Find length through the spine, and if you can, hinge forward towards the top of the right thigh. Feel that stretch along the right hamstring. Excellent. Let's walk the hands forward, bending the right knee, sink back into that lunge. This time we have the leg a little bit closer to the body. Again, you can feel free to adjust. We're going to do that hamstring stretch one more time. So take a deep breath and then exhale. Reach back through the hips, straightening out the right leg. Lift the toes up towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen the spine through the crown, and exhale, hinge forward, bringing the chest down towards the right thigh, breathing into the stretch. Excellent. Let's release. Walk the hands forward, lower the right foot, and we're going to step back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, big step forward with the left foot. Step wider than the left hand. Give your body a little space. Drop the hips down and forward. You may need to adjust a little bit here, maybe with the assistance of your hands. Ideally, we have the left knee over the left ankle. We're pressing back through the right heel. We're dropping our hips down and forward to feel that stretch through the inner thigh and hip flexor. And we're breathing deeply. Good. Gently lower the right knee, flatten the top of the foot to the mat. And we're going to begin to shift the hips back, walking the hands back as well, picking up the left hand and bringing it to the outside of the left leg. Walk the left foot in a couple inches so it's in line with the hip. Lift the toe, sinking the hips back just a little bit further. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower your chest down towards that left leg. You may not need to lower very far in order to feel that stretch. Remember, we're feeling a stretch, but if it's painful, ease back out of the posture just until you find that happy medium, right? So again, we don't want to agitate the muscles. We don't want to have any excess strain. We just want to have a nice deep stretch. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands forward, drop the hips down, back to our low lunge, hold it here. Good, and one more time. Walk the hands back, straighten out the left leg, lift the left toes. Inhale, lengthen the torso, and bend the elbows, lowering the chest down towards the left thigh. Good. Let's come forward. Lower the left foot. And we're going to step back, exhaling into downward facing dog. Now let's lift the right heel up towards the sky, moving into pigeon pose. Bend the right knee, pull it in towards your chest, and let's lower the right knee between the hands. Right kneecap should be pointing towards the top right corner of the mat. Relax the left leg back. Top of the foot is flat on the ground. Inhale, lift the chest, look upwards, gentle back bend. Let's not overdo it here. And as we exhale, lean forward. So again, depending how far along you are, you might not be able to lean very far forward without having something in your way. So this is a great opportunity to use blocks or one block, maybe to bring your forearms down and kind of almost bring the mat to you rather than folding forward any deeper. But even if we don't lower our chest very far, we're still going to get a great stretch through the inner thighs, the hip flexors, the outer hip. And it's really important here to let your body relax as much as possible. So that's how these blocks can really be handy. Of course, if you don't have blocks and you're still propping yourself up, again, you're getting a great stretch. But just try and relax the shoulders down your back as much as possible. Bringing our awareness to the hips. Keep in mind, we don't want to roll onto that right side, but instead we want to keep our hips equal distance from the mat. So you can also place a block or a bolster under the right hip if you find that you're rolling. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale. Let's step back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath. And we'll switch sides. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the knee, exhale, draw it in towards your chest, down between the hands, kneecap pointing towards the top left corner of the mat. Relax the right leg back. Inhale, lift the chest, look upwards, and exhale, lean forward, walking the hands out, maybe bringing the forearms down to a block or blocks. Keep in mind, we've got 3 heights of blocks available. Try and let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Close your eyes and bring your awareness inwards. Notice how your body feels. If it's too intense, lift the chest up. You can draw the legs together slightly to come out of the posture. If you're feeling too much, stretch. Good, let's release, lift the chest up, walk the hands back in, and let's step back to downward facing dog. One more time, pedal the heels, feel that length along the backs of the legs. Good, and now let's gently lower our knees down to the mat. And we're going to swing them around and take a seat. So let's start with Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose, bringing the soles of the feet together. Just gently hold onto the feet or the ankles and inhale, lift through the crown of the head, sit up nice and tall, stacking the shoulders over hips. So it's important to bring our awareness to our posture always, but especially during pregnancy. We don't want to start to facilitate any bad habits. So it's great to keep our body nice and tall and help strengthen those muscles that support us all day long. So let's inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to lean or hinge forward, bringing the center of our chest towards our feet. So we're not rounding the back of the body. It's staying nice and long, nice and tall. And just breathe into this stretch through the inner thighs. You can use your elbows or forearms to press the legs a little bit closer to the mat for an increased stretch. Good. Let's lift our chest back up, shoulders back over our hips. Now, let's extend the left leg and then bring the right foot to the left inner thigh. So I'm kind of sitting at an angle here, but we want our hips and our torso and our chest all facing the same direction as that extended leg, okay? So we're not at an angle to it, but rather we're all going the same direction. So let's inhale, arms up. And as we exhale, reaching forward as we fold. Again, you may have noticed that you have something in the way now preventing you from getting as deep in this fold as you might when you're not pregnant. But just ease into it the best you can. Drop your hands when you can't fold any further. And just let your body relax gently down towards the legs. If you have a yoga strap or a tie or a scarf, you can always use that as well to loop around the foot to kind of help bring that resistance without folding forward too deeply. Excellent. Let's lift the chest up and we're just going to switch sides. So right leg extended, left leg bent, sole of the foot along the inner thigh or calf. No sideways pressure along the knee. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, reach forward as we fold. Drop the hands, draw the chin towards the chest, looking downwards towards the leg. Let those other muscles relax, so don't fight against this forward fold. Notice if your quad is gripping, if you're pulling your kneecap up and in, let those muscles relax. Good, and let's release. Round up, shoulders back. All right, both legs together now. Sit up nice and tall. Again, normally we would have our legs touching one another, but if you're further along, you may want to walk the feet a little bit wider just so we have some space to move into. So inhale, arms up, and exhale, hinge. Drop the hands to your toes, your calves, your ankles. Just gently pulling the body down towards the legs, chin towards the chest, feeling that stretch all the way down the length of the body from the back of our head to the back of our heels. Good, and let's round up. And then we're going to come down and lay on our back, but we're just going to be there for very briefly. However, again, if you're farther along, we just want to be mindful of how much time we spend on our back. If you're feeling any numbness or tingling, roll to your side and gently lift back up, okay? We don't want to put too much pressure on the vena cava. So we're going to come down to our side, roll onto our back, just take a nice deep breath. And we're going to hug the right knee in towards the chest, or really kind of towards the right shoulder. If you're up for it, extend the left leg down to the mat. Good. Let's release. Right foot down. Bend the left leg. Hug the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Slide the right heel down along the length of the mat. Good, and release. Bend both knees, bring the thighs together. Let's roll onto our right side. You can make a little pillow for your head with your right bicep. We're just going to take the left arm, reach it straight out at shoulder height, open it up towards the sky, and then halfway back towards the left side of our mat. So we're getting a little bit of a chest stretch and chest opener here. So we're just going to do that a couple times. Bring the left hand directly at shoulder height in front of the chest, lift up towards the sky, and then halfway back to the mat. So this is just a gentle upper back rotation. Let's do it one more time. Good, and let's come back through center, and we're going to roll to the opposite side. Same thing. So roll onto your left, make a little pillow for your head with your left bicep. Reach your right arm straight out at shoulder height. Let's come up towards the sky, and halfway back, and back to starting position. Inhale, open, and exhale, release. Let's do one more. All right, good. Place the right hand on the mat. We're going to roll back onto the back. Again, very briefly. Keeping the knees bent, we're going to pick up the right leg, place the right ankle on top of the left knee or upper thigh. Reach the right hand through the legs, the left hand on the outside. Gently draw the legs in towards your chest. Feel that stretch through the right hip, through the inner thighs. Good, let's release and switch sides. So right foot comes to the mat, picking up the left leg, left hand through the legs, right hand on the outside. Draw the legs towards your chest. This one always feels good. So take another nice deep breath here. And release. Lowering the left foot to the mat, keeping the knees bent. Let's roll onto our right side. Place the left hand in front of the chest and press back up to a seated position. Again, roll the shoulders back away from the ears, stacking the shoulders over the hips, grounding and rooting down into the mat. Bring your hands to heart center, close your eyes, take inventory of the body and the breath. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today and taking a moment for movement. I hope you're feeling good, relaxed, and refreshed. If you enjoyed today's yoga workout, please like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the Moment for Movement channel for updates on future videos. See you soon.